Julio Jones, who earlier in the day wasn't even in the top 10 of NFL's highest paid wide receivers this coming season. But Arthur Blank wrote the check, and I'm going to tell you why it's not going to equal a Super Bowl victory anytime soon, as you've entered the Sports Opinion Log here in LexAnderson World. So if you like all things NFL, Steelers, Atlanta, Falcons, Matt Ryan, Matty Ice the Dud, Julio Jones, who takes a month to get into the end zone, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to stay notified for any and all upcoming future videos. Now let me break it down to you in this video. So the list of the NFL's top paid wide receivers go as such. Odell Beckham with the Browns, $18 million. Wide receiver Antonio Brown with the Raiders, now with the Patriots, $16.7 million, but obviously that had to drop because he is now with the Patriots, and he's only getting, $10 to $15 million for this season. Number 3, Mike Evans for the Bucks at $16.5. DeAndre Hopkins, Texans, $16.2. Rams, Brandon Cooks, $16.2. Adam Thielen, Vikings, $16.2. Chiefs wide receivers, Sammy Watkins at $16 million. Jarvis Landry with the Browns, $15.1. AJ Green Bengals, $15. And Devontae Adams, $14.5 with the Green Bay Packers. Even though he didn't score a touchdown Thursday night, NFL opening kickoff. But have no fear. Julio Jones was concerned. There were issues about his foot and his knee. Would he even play this Sunday against the Vikings? Well, now he has a reason to suit up because Arthur Blank, he cut the check, but you best believe the Atlanta Falcons, especially Julio Jones, will never be able to cash it. He's been extended for another $66 million, and this $66 million is guaranteed, giving him $1 million more than Odell Beckham, who cashed out at $65 million guaranteed, because this is ridiculous. Julio Jones isn't even that great a wide receiver to be given this kind of money to. Arthur Blank, he's signing these big, hefty paychecks like a man who's desperate to win a Super Bowl. But clearly Arthur Blank must not watch his own team play, because Matty Ryan, 28-3, which Julio Jones was a part of, 4-6 in the postseason. Julio Jones, his record, he's 4-4 in the postseason. So you know what that means. Misery loves company. Those two losers will never accomplish anything. Blank has just wasted a boatload of money on nothing. And of course, Julio Jones says all the right things about how he loves Atlanta and how he's committed to winning and how he's committed to being a Falcon for life. But obviously, it came with a very high, exorbitant price tag. So, Julio Jones, please spare us the nonsensical BS. Falcons are insane. Arthur Blank is a nutcase. I applaud his generosity with the concessions and the drinks being an affordable price, not only for Falcon games, but all other venues that are there. But this is ridiculous. And if you're a Falcon fan and you think and believe that you can get to and go to and win a Super Bowl, LexAnderson will tell you you're highly mistaken. It's never going to happen. And even if by chance the Falcons can get back to the Super Bowl, you're not going to win because Pittsburgh, baby. And if it ain't going to be Pittsburgh, well, Antonio Brown is now with the Patriots. So the next, 2, 3, 4 years, Atlanta, you'll never see anything. And just to back up my stats about how Julio Jones is not dependable, which I have to correct myself, the game in which they lost to the Eagles, remember, backup Nick Foles, the final score on that one was 15-10. And let's see, how did Julio Jones do? 9 catches, 101 yards, 0 touchdowns. And how about the Super Bowl? Remember that one, 28-3? 4 catches, 87 yards, 0 touchdowns. Okay, so I rest my case. That's all I really need to say. When it comes to being a big-time performer, when it comes to being a big-time playmaker, like I say in all my videos, when the bright lights of the playoffs shine upon you, what will you be remembered for? Julio Jones will be remembered for nothing, coming up short each and every time. Last season, it took him goddamn near a month and a half to even get into the end zone. Arthur Blank, you're a fool. You wasted your money. That your team will never, ever win a Super Bowl as long as Matt Ryan and Julio Jones are together. Because here's another damning stat. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones actually have the worst red zone percentage together between active quarterbacks and wide receivers. So you could put that in your hat and stuff it. And speaking of stuff, let's get down to the predictions by your boy, the Prophet, relating to the 4 o'clock, the Sunday night, and the Monday night football games. And we're going to get that show started right now. All right, 4:05, you know what it is. Colts at Chargers. Andrew Luck, like I had predicted, beat up, banged up, retired, called it quits. I called it on August 14th. You can check it out on my Instagram on IGTV. It'll be there waiting for you. Chargers lead the series 16-10. They've also won 3 out of the last 4 games, and this will be Jacoby Brissett's first game against the Chargers. And Brissett is 4-2 when making 60% of his passes. The Chargers still don't have Melvin Gordon. I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one, though, because they are at home. Bengals at Seahawks. The Prophet, will be going with the Seahawks. However, did you know the Bengals actually lead this series 10-9? They've won the last 2. Andy Dalton is 2-0 versus Seattle, and he's 5-0 versus the West Coast. So that should be a very interesting game, but I look for Russell Wilson to pull out the W. 4:25, we have the Niners at the Buccaneers. I'm going to go with the Niners, who lead the series 17-6, but the Bucs have won the last 2. Jameis Winston, this is a do-or-die year for him. Garoppolo, I'm going to need you to show me something, because I've seen nothing from Jimmy G except he gets paid a lot of money, and he has shown nothing except for delivering a win streak towards the end of a losing season. Makes no sense. Lions at Cardinals. I'm going to go with the Lions because the Lions cannot be this inept where they're going to let Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury run a college offense on an NFL field in this one. And they lead the series 33-28 with 5 ties, and they have also won the last 2 games. Sunday Night Football, you already know what it is. Steelers on the road against New England. Your boy LexAnderson's going with the Steelers, black and yellow. Shout out to my girl, Desi Robin 23, for hooking me up with all my Steelers gear. I love you, baby. Hopefully you can hear me. Steelers lead the series 15-12. Thank you. However, New England has taken 4 out of the last 5, but it doesn't matter because Antonio Brown, he won't be playing this game. You'll have to wait for week 2 to see his clown ass. And for Monday Night Football, we have a doubleheader. Texans at the Saints. The series is actually tied at 2. The Texans have won 2 out of the last 3. However, we know Saints, Drew Brees, get it on and cracking in New Orleans. So look for the Saints to win. Broncos at Raiders. Of course, I had said Raiders, but AB is no longer a Raider. He has been released, signed with New England like previously mentioned. Denver Broncos. Can Joe Flacco still prove that he's worth something? Can Gruden and Derek Carr move on from that chaotic atmosphere that AB had enveloped them in? I'm going to say, let's see, Raiders all-time are 63-52 with 2 ties and have won 2 of the last 3. The Broncos, however, have won 7 straight kickoff weekend games, the NFL's longest streak. However, Derek Carr, over the last 5 home games, has 8 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. This is going to be a tough one to call. What should the Prophet decree? I think wounded and insulted, the Raiders are going to be pissed. The Prophet decrees that the Raiders are going to win the doubleheader on Monday Night Football. That's all I've got. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Special shout out to my NHL players on the gram at IGTV. It's time for some football. And you know what that means. I'm going to need you to show me something. So I will show you 2 videos for you to check out at the end of this video. And make sure you subscribe by pressing the face of that great looking guy right there. NFL Sunday, I can't wait to camp out. NFL Red Zone, the time is nigh. The time shall soon be now. LexAnderson, signing out.